Hello, gossiper. Sharoni here. 2025 in the United States of America. Now, will racism ever die? Of course not. We know it will never die. But to see that, I heard something, where people were saying that, oh, the younger generation, they will break the curse and stuff like that. No. There's so many things we hear the younger generation are saying and doing that's racially motivated. It's like, who told you that? That is something we would love to believe. Like this younger generation, they're gonna come and show what unity is and everything like that. So the story that we're gonna watch now is about a police officer. Four officers, three white, one black, go to a Chick-fil-A. The three white officers given their food free. The black officer charged for his food. So right now, let's watch the video and we'll chat after the watch.
I was kind of humiliated and embarrassed.
I felt like it was a racial thing, and I felt like he was singled out.
Only on 9, claims of racial discrimination at a Chick-fil-A. A Clover police officer said that he had to pay for his meal, but that his three white colleagues did not.
Their claims did garner an apology from the owner of the Augusta restaurant where this happened. Our South Carolina reporter Tina Terry spoke to officers about their experience.
I was kind of humiliated and embarrassed, at the whole situation, because it seemed like it was a racial issue to me.
Clover Police Sergeant Tracy Reed had that experience at a Chick-fil-A restaurant in Augusta, Georgia, while on a work trip a few weeks ago. He and 3 other CPD officers, all of them white, went into the restaurant for breakfast.
We all came into the restaurant together. We rode together, came in the restaurant together, all had the same uniform on, stood in line together. There was never a time that we were not together while standing in line.
They say all 3 white officers were offered a complimentary meal, which they say is often offered to law enforcement at the popular restaurant chain. But when Sergeant Reed got to the register, he had to pay.
He said he had to pay for his meal, and it infuriated me. And I told him, I said, "Do you want me to go say something?" And he was like, "No, I don't want you to cause a scene." But I could tell by the way he looked that he just looked down at his plate and he looked really embarrassed and humiliated, which really made me mad.
Eventually, Reed wrote this letter to Chick-fil-A corporate demanding the chain retrain employees at the Augusta location and strengthen corporate-wide policies on compliance with civil rights laws. But Reed and the other officers were not satisfied with the response from the Augusta store manager, which included 2 cards for free meals.
They said that it was perceived that we were embarrassed or that it was a racial incident, which I didn't like, because I know it wasn't perceived. It actually happened.
He's not the only one to perceive it. We all perceived it that way, and it's not even a perception, it's what happened. It was a racial issue.
Now, that letter from the store manager included an apology, and it also stated that the person who processed the meal was a team leader who doesn't normally work behind the register. The manager called this incident a mistake. Reporting from Clover, Tina Terry, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
So you heard that they're saying what the teen, he wasn't scheduled to work behind the register, or he isn't supposed to be behind the register. So what? Before you get the job or before you go on the floor to work, isn't there like orientation where you go and they tell you what is expected of you on the job? Now, I didn't know this. Maybe, it shouldn't come as a surprise. I didn't know that. I thought it was only donut shops, like a Krispy Kreme or a Dunkin' Donut, where cops can go in and get free donuts, coffee, tea, whatever. But I didn't know that restaurants participate in giving service workers free food or drink, when they come in. I did not know that. Like I said, I thought it was like, the what you call it, the stereotypical, would you say that stereotype? To say that all police officers eat donut? Well, that's what I thought it was. I didn't know that, if they went to, like a Chick-fil-A or they went to a Burger King's, places like that, that they will be given a free meal. And it only serves the purpose, right? They're out there to protect and, be your well, I said it, they're out there to protect and keep the community safe and everything like that. So, to give them free food and stuff like that shouldn't be a big deal if it's a part of the franchise policy or, something to that effect. But anyways, how embarrassing is this in 2025 America? We're already going through a bunch of stuff with Trump in office, and I, 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 I still can't understand why African Americans, especially in America, and black people around the world are so hated. I have no idea. Me, myself, personally, I don't like the generalization, but I'm like, if I go to a country and they see me, they're going to treat me bad because they're told all black people from all walks of life all around the world, they're no good, without getting to know me, the person. It's that stereotype. They just hit you when they see you because you're shade and everything like that. So, it's sad. I know some people might say, well, I'm taking it to the extreme. It's like nowadays you go into a shop or you go somewhere and you're wondering if people are looking at you, especially if it's not your own kind. Are they looking at you thinking that they just imagine you doing something that's bad, right? And you're not supposed to live that way. I don't, but I'm just saying, it's like this constant, if it's not every day, it's every other day where black people are being discriminated against. And do other minorities go through it? I assume so. I don't know. I don't know if it's the algorithm for me or what I watch and listen to, but it's not predominant or on the news the way it is when it comes to African American or black people in this country. I mean, my lord. Anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts? Was that explanation from Chick-fil-A even a good one? It's easy for them to stay behind closed door and, oh, we're going to make sure we do diversity training. No, no. Especially if you're in a town where you have diversity, you have diverse people. Anyways, gossipers, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe.